Once upon a time, in a forgotten little town, lived a boy named Eli. He was the kind of kid who didn't fit in any mold. Not particularly athletic, not top of the class, not the kid who got invited to birthday parties. If you pass him on the street, you probably wouldn't notice him. But deep inside, Eli carried something few could see, an unshakable dream. He didn't want to be rich or famous. He just wanted to be great, not for glory, but to prove that someone like him, quiet, poor, overlooked, could become something more. At night, while others slept, Eli would stare at the cracked ceiling of his room and whisper, "One day, I'll build something that matters. I don't know how, but I will." Every morning, he walked miles to school, wearing the same faded jeans and hand-me-down shoes. He was often teased, called names like Dream Boy or Prince of Nothing, because he sometimes talked about things bigger than the town could imagine. They laughed when he said he wanted to be an inventor. They laughed when he said he'd one day lead a company. They laughed because it was easier than believing. One day, after being humiliated in class for answering a question too big for his level, Eli ran. He didn't go home. He just ran. Through fields, over fences, into the woods on the edge of town. He collapsed near an old stone fountain, long forgotten and dry with moss. Sitting beside it was an old man, slowly carving something from wood. Without looking up, the man said, "Rough day?" Eli wiped his face and nodded. "They say I'll never become anything, and maybe they're right." The old man stopped carving. He looked at the boy, then smiled with a kind sadness. "You know what the problem is with this world?" he asked. "It teaches us to wait. Wait for approval. Wait for permission. Wait for someone to hand us a crown and say, 'You're worthy now.' But the truth is, no one is coming." He handed Eli the carving. It was a small, unfinished wooden crown, crooked, imperfect, and rough around the edges. "This," the man said, "is the invisible crown. Most people wait their whole lives hoping someone else will give it to them. But a few, a rare few, they build it themselves out of grit, kindness, and relentless effort." Eli stared at the crown. "I'm not sure I deserve it," he whispered. "You don't deserve a crown," the old man said. "You earn it. Every time you choose growth over comfort, discipline over excuses, purpose over popularity." Then he added, "We're here," tapping Eli's chest, "and no one will ever be able to take it from you." That night, Eli returned home different. He didn't tell anyone what happened. He didn't post a motivational quote. He simply placed a wooden crown in the drawer beside his bed. Every morning, before he left for school, he'd touch it, not as a trophy, but as a reminder of who he was becoming. He stopped chasing approval. He stopped reacting to the laughter. He started acting like the man he wanted to be. When he failed, he learned. When he was overlooked, he observed. When others gave up, he persisted. Years passed. He got a scholarship, not because he was the smartest, but because he never gave up. He worked nights, studied days, lived off instant noodles and borrowed books. While others partied, he prototyped. At 27, he launched a startup that helped underprivileged kids learn engineering through low-cost design kits. His company didn't just teach them skills. It gave them the same thing he had once received, belief. When he turned 35, a journalist came to interview him. "You grew up in a tiny town with nothing, no connections, no money, no fancy education. But now your program has reached 200,000 kids. What was your secret?" Eli smiled, reached into his pocket, and pulled out an old, faded wooden crown. "My secret," he said, "I stopped waiting for someone to crown me. I crown myself with my effort, my choices, my values. This crown isn't made of gold. It's made of every morning I chose to keep going." Green square final message, moral of the story. You don't need a title to be a leader. You don't need applause to be valuable. And you don't need permission to be great. The world may never see your crown, but if you build it out of integrity, effort, and purpose, it will guide you through every storm. So don't wait for someone to anoint you. Anoint yourself. Build your invisible crown. Wear it every day. And live in a way that proves you never needed anyone's approval to become everything you were meant to be.